Hello, I'm Ash Cox and I'm one of the directors over at Running Head First. Today I'm going to talk to you about physical activity for good health and well-being. Believe it or not, the physical activity that we're going to talk around is based upon the government guidelines. Okay, so what they expect of us to conduct each day to maintain good physical and mental health. Regular physical activity provides a range of physical and mental health benefits. These include reducing the risk of disease, non-communicable, such as diabetes, hypertension, and managing existing conditions such as COPD, for example. And developing and maintaining physical and also mental or cognitive functioning. The UK Chief Medical Officer's guidelines provide recommendations on frequency, intensity, duration, and types of physical activity at different life stages. So for example, there's a separate set of guidelines for adolescents and children, and there's a separate set of guidelines for adults and another set for older adults. Benefits of physical activity are accrued over time, but it's never too late to gain health benefits from taking up physical activity. Some physical activity is good, so doing a little bit is good, but doing a little bit more is better. And if you maintain that mantra and follow that little saying, then you should be on the right track. Although we recommend that all individuals work towards meeting these guidelines, there are no absolute thresholds. Essentially, the benefits of conducting physical activity, they're achieved at both below and above the guideline recommendations, which goes back to our some is good, more is better. In general though, the more time spent being physically active, and what I mean by that is being active, moving about, and even sitting up and standing at home to reduce your sedentary activity, the greater the health benefits. And what we need to do is also focus on reducing the sedentary behaviour. So it's not just good enough to be active. However, the gains are especially significant for those currently doing the lowest levels of activity. And when we speak about low levels of activity, what we're talking about is fewer than 30 minutes per week. As the improvements in health per additional minute of physical activity will be essentially proportionally greater. There is no minimum, okay? But what we've got to remember that although there is no minimum amount of physical activity required to achieve some health benefits, specific targets below the recommended guidelines, such as aiming to do at least 10 minutes, can have a positive impact on our health. If you're not sure what the physical activity guidelines are, please reach out to us and we'll be more than happy to send them across for you. So when we look at the guidelines, initially they can be overwhelming and a little bit daunting if you are sedentary to start with. So aiming to do the 10 minutes that we spoke about where we do get some benefit, it can be effective as a behavioural goal for people starting from low levels of activity. Such people who are starting from a low level may have never participated in physical activity at all. Okay, and the low levels of activity also include disabled adults and those living with long-term conditions such as COPD. And as a step towards a journey meeting the recommended guidelines set out by the Chief Medical Officer. So all in all, small bouts, okay, so fewer than 10 minutes a day, accumulated over the day and week will also provide health benefits. And what we mean by that is you don't necessarily have to do it in one big chunk, and you can just chip away at it, okay, in small little 10-minute increments. It is recommended that people are active every day, and you are recommended to spread the activity across the day or week, and that can help make these guidelines more achievable within daily living. For example, walking, okay, or wheeling if you are wheelchair bound, or cycling for daily travel is often the easiest way to get physically active. Now, I know active commuting isn't a possibility for everyone, but this might just help some of you who are in a position to actively commute get started on achieving the physical activity guidelines recommended by the Chief Medical Officer. We will help you also get started on that path and we are here and we are open and responsive to any questions that you may have for us. So please, if you're not aware of them, have a look, reach out to us. If you're unsure on how to get started, again, reach out. Thank you.